the expected answers and play along with the media. But Caitlin Clark? She did the exact opposite, literally pressing her face against a sponsor board just to avoid the press after the Italy game. And honestly, considering everything she's been put through, it might be one of the most relatable reactions we've ever seen in professional sports. The internet, of course, went wild. Drop your thoughts in the comments. After everything the media has thrown at Caitlin Clark, do you blame her for shutting them out, or should she be engaging more? Let us know where you stand. Now, let's set the scene properly. Team USA has just wrapped up their matchup against Italy. Players move into the mixed zone, that narrow corridor where reporters line up, waiting to grab quick reactions, sound bites, and post-game comments. It's standard procedure at the highest level of sport. Most athletes stop for a moment, answer a few safe questions, say the expected things, and move on. It's a routine everyone understands and accepts as part of the job. But Caitlin Clark? She had a completely different plan. Instead of walking through the mixed zone and risking getting pulled into post-game interviews, Caitlin Clark made a very different decision. She pressed herself flat against the sponsor wall lining the corridor and slid along it to avoid every reporter in her path. This wasn't subtle. It wasn't a quick dodge or a fast walk with her head down. She fully committed, shoulder to wall, moving past the entire media line with the same focus she brings to the court. The clip went viral instantly. Within hours, it racked up millions of views. Some people laughed. Others respected the commitment. One comparison that stuck? It looked like a celebrity wall-hugging through a crowd to avoid attention. And honestly, it fit. When you decide you're not engaging, you don't engage. Simple as that. But here's the part that actually matters. Given everything Caitlin Clark has dealt with from the media, this wasn't random, it was earned. This dynamic didn't appear overnight. It's been built over multiple seasons of coverage that has often felt inconsistent at best and unfair at worst. And now, the result is a player who has little interest in giving more than the bare minimum, sometimes not even that. Take the player of the game situation. In the opening match of the tournament, that honor went to Ryan Howard, not Clark. No disrespect to Howard, but look at the numbers. Clark finished with significantly more assists, directly creating a huge portion of the offense. Howard scored slightly more, but much of that scoring came off Clark's playmaking. So the player who controlled the game didn't get the recognition. That's not a close call. That's a decision that raises questions. And it happened in Game 1. Then there was the Puerto Rico moment, a missed high five. Completely accidental. The kind of thing that happens in every game. But it went viral. It became a storyline. People debated it, analyzed it, turned it into something bigger than it ever was. That's the reality Clark operates in. Every move, every expression, every small moment becomes content. And not all of it is fair or even grounded in reality. Throughout all of this, she still showed up. She did interviews. She answered questions. She stayed professional, even when the coverage around her wasn't. So when she chooses to press herself against a sponsor wall and slide past the media, context matters. This isn't attitude, it's calculation. It's someone who understands exactly what engaging costs and what it gives back. And here's the twist. The same outlets that built narratives around her now need access to keep those narratives going. But she's not giving them material anymore. No quotes to twist. No clips to reframe. Nothing. That's not petty. That's control. Clark has reached a point where she doesn't rely on traditional media the way most athletes do. Her audience follows her directly. They watch her games, form their own opinions, and don't need someone else to interpret it for them. That's why this moment matters. It's not just funny, it's a statement. Even her teammates' reactions added to it. Angel Reese and Paige Buchers were caught on camera looking completely confused. Like, what is she doing? It was genuine, unscripted, and honestly hilarious. Despite all the narratives around team dynamics, moments like that show something real. Not everything needs to be deep or dramatic. Sometimes it's just a shared, unexpected moment that teams bond over. Now, can avoiding media work long-term? Probably not entirely. Media is part of professional sports. It helps build the game, connect with fans, and shape the bigger picture. But there's a difference between fulfilling obligations and giving access to every single moment. Clark isn't shutting down completely. She's choosing when to engage and when not to. And in this case, she made her choice. When coverage starts to feel unfair, eventually you stop feeding it. Caitlin Clark pressed herself against a sponsor board, and the internet rewarded her with millions of views. That tells you everything. If you think she made the right call, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more.